Hi everyone. Today I'm going to showcase how to add two numbers in Python, and we can also use we can add those two numbers based on the user input. But for now, like I'm going to use Google Colaboratory instead of going for different IDs. This is one of the flexibility where you no need to install of Python software or any of the software like Anaconda or any IDs. By making use of Google Colaboratory, so just you can make use of Google Drive, open the Google Drive, and you can install Google Colab. Then this is what the page you can find here. This is one of the advantage where you can save the code and you can also share with different people. So this is one of the flexible where Google is providing. So now I'm going to write the same simple code like to add two numbers in Python. So let me use a hashtag, and you can write a text where adding two numbers. Okay, and whenever you're going to add a text, you can see you have an option to go for code, and you can also go for text. And just click on this particular in the middle, just place a mouse over here. You can see you can add a code or you can also add a text. For now I'm going to add code here. So the requirement is to add two numbers. So simply you can make use of variables like number one like equal to 10. So straight away I'm providing those two numbers for now. Then we'll pass those numbers based on the user input. That is the secondary option. So I have number one equal to 10 and number two equal to 20. So you can write simply sum of sum equal to number one and plus number two. Okay, so let me print here, print sum. So just execute. So when you click on this particular button, so it will execute this particular cell and you can able to find the output, correct? And if you want to go for proper formatting, and if you want to give some proper naming conventions, so I'm going to do the same in the below requirements. So as I said, we can calculate those two numbers based on the user input, right? So let me create a new text and so I'm going to give based on user input. So let me add the code here. So now I'm going to use the same naming convention. Number one equal to we have an option called as input. So if you want to pass a value, so we have a function called as input, and we can make use of some naming convention like first number, and you can also pass second number, number two equal to input of second number. So now I can make use of different scenarios, like straight away I can print those numbers by making use of addition in the print statement. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the same function like sum equal to let's use float of number one and plus float of number two. Okay, so now I'm going to use print statement. So print of let me use some naming convention as I said, right? So some of you can make use of flower brackets to get that particular information based on the index. Like we have sum of 0 and sum of sum of 0 and sum of 1 is sum of 2, correct? And we have an option to pass those values based on dot format of number 1 comma number 2, and we have some actually, correct? So we do have some. So this is what the print statement. You can go for any naming convention. This is a string actually, and this is a dot format where you can pass those numbers to that specific information. Like this is 0 and this is 1 and this is 2. As I say, these are the positions where number 1 comes here and number 2 comes here, and the sum display is like the same naming convention I'm following here. So now just execute here. Just click on this execute button, and you have to provide those first number like 10. Click enter and provide second number 20, and the sum of 10 and 20 is 30.0. Basically we have used float, and you can also convert into int, like whatever the number you're going to pass, you can make use of int of input and int of input, something like that. You can convert those numbers into integer, but here I have used float of number 1 and float of number 2. So this is the simplest way to calculate two numbers. First one, I just provided straight away those two numbers. And the second case, where based on the user input, we have calculated those two numbers in Python. So, but one of the advantage of Google Colaboratory is like no need to install Python software. Straight away, you can open your Gmail account and you can install Google Colaboratory from Google Drive. There you have an option, and you can make use of this Python code and you can practice the same. Thanks for watching, and you please do subscribe.